Effective immediately. HR downstairs. 5 words. That's all it took to light the fuse on a $285 million merger. I'd given Graybridge Defense Systems 23 years of my life. 23 years of missed birthdays, midnight fixes, and quiet loyalty. And in a single Monday noon, Madison Lawson, the CEO's daughter, walked into my office with that look that says, "I've already decided." No handshake, no reason, just that piece of cream-colored paper sliding across the desk like a death certificate. I didn't argue, I didn't beg, I just looked at the timestamp, 12 p.m., and smiled inside, because in 72 hours, that signature she demanded would do more damage than any hacker ever could. She thought she was cutting costs. What she really cut was the cord holding her empire together. By the time she realized it, it would already be too late. They say loyalty's a two-way street, but at Graybridge, that road only ran uphill. I was 50, a systems architect with a spotless record, a wife named Carol, 2 kids in college, and exactly 1 indulgence, coffee at 6 a.m. before the chaos started. Madison never liked me. Too slow, she said. Too old school. She didn't understand that some systems don't crash because people like me stay late to keep them alive. When HR escorted me out, they treated me like a liability. But I wasn't angry. I'd seen arrogance before. It always ends the same way, with silence and blinking screens. That night, Carol asked what happened. I said, she fired me 72 hours before my bonus. She set down her mug. Your bonus that triggers the clause. I nodded. Her eyes widened. Then she just detonated her father's merger. I smiled for the first time that day. Exactly. 12 years earlier, Colonel Bill Hutchinson, the founder of Graybridge and the only real leader that company ever had, took me to dinner. He was a Marine who believed loyalty wasn't a slogan. Over bourbon, he told me, "Jim, I've seen good men get replaced by spreadsheets. I'm not letting that happen to what we built." He'd written something into my contract, a hidden clause that tied my annual performance bonus to the company's crown jewel, the Ironclad Defense Protocol. If that bonus ever hit my account, full ownership of Ironclad would legally transfer to me. No loopholes, no recalls. Bill called it insurance for integrity. He died a few years later, and Madison's father, Charles Lawson, took over. She inherited the title, Vice President Operations, and the arrogance that comes with never earning what you're given. When she signed that termination notice, she didn't just fire an engineer. She triggered a countdown she didn't know existed. I went home, powered up my workstation, and watched the digital timer appear. 71 hours, 58 minutes, 42 seconds. Carol stood behind me, arms folded. "Jim, promise me one thing," she said. "When this is over, we go to Montana." "Deal," I told her. "No phones, no boardrooms, just quiet." She didn't realize the quiet had already started on their end. Tuesday morning, 59 hours left. 3 missed calls, 2 voicemails, same unknown numbers. I deleted them. Then the email came from a financial reporter. "We're hearing rumors of personnel changes at Graybridge affecting the Sentinel merger. Care to comment?" I typed one line. "Ask them about Section 14. Sent. Within an hour, the market twitched. By noon, analysts were whispering about a key personnel continuity clause. By 5 p.m., the whispers turned into headlines. Inside Graybridge, panic spread faster than malware. Lawyers, phones, emergency boardrooms, and Madison trying to act in control while the walls started to hum. That night, Carol found me staring at the monitor. "You're not doing this for revenge, are you?" I hesitated. "I'm doing it for Bill, for everyone who still believes competence matters." She gave me that look only wives can give, the kind that says she knows the truth before you admit it. "Finish it, Jim, then let it go." The next morning, I woke to a new message. "Diane Sullivan, Lead Counsel, Sentinel Defense Group. Mr. Bennett, we've had some questions about Section 14 of the merger agreement." The dominoes were finally tipping, and all I had to do was nothing. By Wednesday morning, Graybridge looked calm from the outside. Just another glass tower glittering in the sun. Inside, it was panic. A leaked recording from the board meeting hit the networks. "Did you read that clause?" someone demanded. "You fired Bennett 72 hours before payout. You triggered the transfer." Madison's voice cracked. "I was told it was standard compensation." "By who?" Silence. Stock dropped 15% before lunch. News anchors called it the fastest confidence collapse in corporate defense history. I didn't gloat. I poured a bourbon, sat on the porch, and watched the headlines scroll. Carol joined me. "It's happening, isn't it?" "It's happening," I said quietly, "and there's no way to stop it now." Across town, the woman who fired me was pacing a conference room floor, while her father begged lawyers to fix a disaster that didn't have a fix. The clock kept ticking. 47 hours left. Thursday dawned cold and clear. Graybridge stock had dropped 23%. Analysts called it catastrophic due diligence failure. Then came the call. Thomas Vaughn, CEO of Sentinel Defense Group. "Mr. Bennett," he said, "we're suspending the Graybridge merger. But I have another proposal. A direct partnership with you. 15 million, 3-year consulting contract, equity, creative control." I looked at the countdown. 14 hours, 8 minutes. I told him, "Send the papers." At 11:55 a.m., the timer blinked red. 4 minutes. Carol stood behind me. "You sure about this?" "More than I've been about anything." 3 minutes. 2 minutes. 1. The screen flashed. Transfer complete. No alarms, no music, just a single PDF appearing in the folder. Owner, James Bennett. I saved it 3 times. I'd earned every byte. The moment the transfer hit, my phone exploded. 43 missed calls, 67 texts. News alert. Sentinel announces exclusive partnership with Bennett Defense Solutions. No mention of Graybridge, no mention of Madison. Just my name and the system I built. Alan, the engineer I'd mentored, texted first. "Sir, does this mean what I think it means?" I replied, "It means we start fresh." Then came another message, unknown number. "This is Charles Lawson. I owe you an apology. If there's any way to make this right." I stared at it for a while, then typed back. "I appreciate that, Charles, but it's time to move forward." Later, Randall Pierce from the board called. "Madison is gone," he said. "The board asked for her resignation." "How do I feel about that?" I repeated his question. "I don't. It's not about her anymore." Sometimes justice doesn't look like revenge. It just looks like truth finally standing on its own. A week later, Carol and I drove west, Montana bound. A cabin, a lake, no cell service. The world kept spinning without us. Graybridge was still unraveling, but I'd stopped checking the headlines. One evening, I taught my grandson how to tie a fishing knot. The same knot Bill Hutchinson taught me 30 years ago. "Grandpa," he asked, "did you really build things for the Army?" I said, "Sort of. I built systems that kept people safe. Are you going to do it again?" I smiled. "No. I'm going to teach others how. Then I'm going to fish." As the sun dropped behind the pines, Carol leaned her head on my shoulder. "Any regrets?" "Only that Madison never read the contract," I said. She laughed softly. "You think she learned anything?" "I hope so. But that's not my story anymore." Silence. Wind over water. The end of 23 years of noise. She thought she was cutting costs. What she really did was hand me my freedom. And somewhere, in a boardroom full of people who still don't understand loyalty, there's a lesson echoing quietly. Competence still matters. Always.